Hey guys, I'm Jacqueline.
And I'm Marcella.
And today we're here to talk about death. I mean,
that sounds so morbid, but I mean it's 100, so.
I mean, we're not like the best at predictions.
No.
Like I mean, sometimes we get them right. Like amazingly, we got a few right so far from our season 5.
But like 90% of the time we're wrong.
Most of the time we're wrong. So I'm kind of hoping that this will be kind of like reverse psychology in a way. Like if I'm telling you like I think these people are gonna die, then they won't die.
What do you think about that logic, Jason?
So the 100 is on hiatus this week, and we really wanted to film this video because there's a lot to predict, a lot to talk about, and I feel like this is something that we all talk about. So we're going to tell you our top 5 characters that are on our death watch list.
Yes,
for
so
this
basically
season.
These are the characters that we think are most likely to die. There's probably others, but these are just the 5 that we are just looking out for, you know.
Yeah, these are just ones that we're watching for and we think are gonna go.
Yeah.
Because apparently we're supposed to lose 3 this year.
I mean, that's what
Marie
had said something about that, but I'm not sure if that counts Diyoza and all of them, if we're gonna lose people from that
yeah,
side.
we're not gonna count. We're not gonna count our like McCreary, Diyoza, and Zeke. Out of all of those, we think that Shaw is probably the most likely to live.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 will probably go. Maybe, I don't know. That's still up in the air, but yeah, we're not counting those 3. We're gonna talk more about the characters that we love, like our actual main group.
I think we're gonna go from our least to our most likely to die.
Yes. And there's 5 of them
season.
for season 5. Get it?
This is gonna be really sad if Indra does die, but she's on our list. I mean, this is obviously like number 5, so it's the least likely that we think, as opposed to the other 4 characters that we're gonna talk about.
But Indra she's very connected to Octavia.
Exactly.
And if they're gonna make Octavia have a redemption because she's in a very dark place, maybe losing Indra will cause her to fully go there. And you know, we had that moment of her in episode 5 where she's saying like, I love you, does that make me weak? And you know, Octavia's like, love is weakness and everything, so she has this mentality of love is weakness still, like this mindset of that. So maybe losing Indra is what it would take for Octavia to come back to the light side. It would kind of have that reverse effect that Lincoln had on her. When she lost Lincoln, she spiraled down. Maybe losing Indra will bring her back because she wants to live the way Indra would have wanted her to live.
Because I think she's gonna be living kind of how like when Bellamy thought that Clark was dead, he was living like in her memory. I think that Octavia will want to live in Indra's memory and be the kind of leader that Indra wanted her to be. And that way, I mean, again, this could have like the total opposite effect if this was to happen, and Octavia could go even worse. But I think that it could be.
It could also be what drives her over the edge.
Exactly. That's where it's so hard to figure things out because the show is unpredictable in that way. But it would be definitely interesting if Indra does go, and how that affects Octavia's character. So it's just something that we were thinking about, and
it's something to really
look out for.
It really is something to watch for.
And I love Indra so much this season because you could really see that worry.
Yeah.
And well, you know what would be also really bad though? I was just thinking I don't know if Octavia would do it. I mean, who knows though, because her mind is so like warped.
Oh
what if, because Indra's been not all the way there with Wonkro, and what if she does something and becomes an enemy of Wonkro and Octavia has to kill her in front of like, because if she does it, it's like in front of everybody and she's forced to. That's another possibility. I really hope not, because that would be very heartbreaking if we see Octavia do that.
That'll be hard.
And I think that would be really hard for Octavia too.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they do, I mean, that's also that's like the scenario though where Octavia wouldn't be able to come back into the light. I think that would
be the end of it,
and that would be the end of it. She wouldn't be redeemable, I don't think, if she kills Indra.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just want to know what's gonna happen. Like, I need to know because there's just so many possibilities for all these characters.
Again, you know, you could also say, you could argue the opposite, that her telling Bellamy, you know, your sister needs you, and she wants Octavia to come to the light. Like, she knows that she's kind of lost it at this point. So maybe it would be her that brings her back.
Yeah, well, Indra,
it could go either way.
Indra still thinks that she's reachable. She's telling Bellamy that. So
exactly.
It could go either way. It's, I don't know, guys.
I don't know.
So, I mean, obviously Octavia this season, she is insane,
yes.
and she's been spiraling. And honestly, Octavia's kind of been going down. She's been going down a dark path ever since Lincoln, and her development is so interesting to watch, though, and she's one of our favorite characters, Octavia. She really is, even though she's annoying at times, and no matter what she does, though, we can never hate her.
Because her development is just so cool.
Exactly.
And she has kind of like this anti-hero arc that's really fascinating to watch, and just watch how dark can she go before she's actually the true villain of the entire series, really. So it's interesting. I mean, again, she's number 4 on our list. I don't think that they're gonna go that way because, again, this will kill Bellamy.
That's what I'm hoping that she's not too far gone. I really am, but it's not looking so good right now with her.
Yes, because this goes back to the theory of Bellamy either killing her, which I don't think he would do. I don't think he'll do it.
No, we don't think that theory is no.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned it in our prediction video that. But
yeah, we mentioned that in our prediction video. I think before the season even started, we mentioned that, and I don't think in any season Bellamy would be able to kill his sister, no matter what. No matter how rational Bellamy is now, and no matter how different he is with his logic and using his head, I don't think Bellamy would ever do that. So I think that Bellamy killing her is off the table, but we have to remember that Octavia and Wanku is basically going against Diyoza and all of them. So I really wouldn't be surprised if she ends up dying. I really wouldn't.
We also have a theory that we're going to talk about in our prediction video, more about Kairos sleep and leaving Earth. Like, we're going to get more into that theory in our prediction video.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But I think Octavia is definitely one to watch, because if they're going to give her a redemption because of how dark she's become, if they're going to go that route, then having her either sacrifice herself or have maybe Bellamy or Indra, maybe Indra try and save her from herself, or they're gonna continue her going down this dark path and seeing her be more of a villainous character, kind of like an Anakin Skywalker story. Like, obviously you guys know we love Star Wars, so maybe something more of like that downhill, like Darth Vader type of thing, like her going to the dark side almost.
Maybe.
Like, I don't know really what they're planning on doing with her character. This show is so unpredictable, but she's on our list. She's like...
Yeah, I'm really nervous, and we know, guys, that there's gonna be this really emotional, heartbreaking scene at the end of the season, and somebody's dying, so we're just trying to figure out who that may be, and Octavia dying, that would be so devastating, especially to Bellamy and everybody, really, and that would be so devastating to us and to all the fans, and I wouldn't be surprised if that is the heartbreaking, devastating scene.
Oh, just wait, the list is gonna get worse and worse. Okay, so why would Monty die?
I mean,
kind of unpredictable. We were talking...
It's not really that unpredictable, though, because Monty didn't even want to go back down to Earth as it is.
We were talking to our friend Heather about this, and Heather really opened our eyes to this, and the more we say it and we rewatch, you know, this is a really strong possibility, because... You know, he's tired of fighting. He didn't want to go back to the ground.
Yeah.
He's kind of... I wouldn't say he's going towards Jasper mentality, but he's tired. No. He doesn't want to, like, he doesn't want a war. And, you know, in the trailer, the season 5 trailer we have, he's saying, like, you know, why would we deserve this? Like, he's mentioning stuff like that, like...
Kind of like Cain, which we'll get there.
We'll get there. It would be really heartbreaking.
That would be super heartbreaking.
It would be devastating. And another reason why Monty is high up on this list is because of when Jason was releasing, like, the pictures, the countdown pictures, Harper, Chelsea, she has blood all over her hands. what is that blood from?
I mean, listen, that could be symbolic to the blood on her hands because she's gonna do something.
It could have just been makeup
crazy.
or something.
I don't even think I think it definitely meant something though, because like there's definitely symbolic. So I think the blood on all of their hands, maybe, or the
That's
blood.
what I mean. It could have just been that kind of thing. Like, it could have just been them doing it for the picture, like makeup for the picture. But
in the back of our heads, we're kind of like, oh.
Shit. I mean, it's really. I think this would be absolutely heartbreaking because
that would be one at the end that would
kill everybody.
Really
it really would, because Monty is such a loved character from everyone, and he's just seeing him grow is just been so amazing. Like, Monty is so sweet, and just to see him go would be.
I think we also forget how much Monty is lost too. Like, obviously everybody on the show is lost.
Yeah.
Lost people, but Monty's lost.
He's gone through a lot.
He lost his mother. He lost his best friend, and
yeah,
you have to remember he killed his mother. Monty is just tired, and I want Monty to be happy.
Yeah, like, he's really, because when he thinks of the ground, he thinks of death. That's where those were his darkest days. It's a very sad place for him, the ground, and I think that Harper and Space Crew is really what's keeping him holding on and everything, but it's sad to think about if we lose Monty.
It is. So I feel like Abby's honestly been on our death watch for like
a while.
We thought she was gonna go last season.
Yeah.
And thank God she didn't. We love Abby. But I think that it is highly, highly possible that she could die in this season. And
especially with her new addiction, she could absolutely OD. I mean, I could see that happening in the middle of a war, like scenes flashing to, like, it could be tremendous.
It could have something to do with that. It could be her sacrificing herself for Cain, sacrificing herself for Clark, or just I don't know. I mean, I think that she's just definitely one to look out for, especially because it would be sad for Clark, of course, it's her mother, because that's her family, but Clark also has Maddie now, so she would not be completely without family. That's like her daughter.
Exactly. So now would be the time, if they're gonna do, like, now would be the time to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Clark lived already 6 years without her mother, and she has this daughter now that she has, you know, loves, so she does have family, and
exactly.
I don't know, it could be Abby, and I could see her going, I really can, and it would be absolutely
that would also be devastating if that's like, the big one at the end.
This video is just heartbreak. I'm really sorry.
This is making me actually really sad.
But I think that she could be a very strong possibility. She has that mentality of I wouldn't say sacrificing, but, you know, like, there are no good guys types of things. So maybe we'll talk a little bit about this in our prediction video, but her siding with the Allegiance people, and maybe something will happen where she... I
mean, listen, right now, though, Abby is safe.
Right now, she is safe. So I think that
if she dies, it wouldn't be till the end.
Yeah.
When she's no longer
valuable,
useful to the Allegiance people, because right now she's their doctor and all of that, but she's also spiraling down with her addiction, like you said. So I don't know how great of a doctor she's gonna be for them if she needs to perform surgery and all of that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they could.
Yeah.
We have other doctors on the show. We do have Jackson.
Exactly. She's not the only doctor.
So they could easily off her, the Allegiance people. You know, like, they could be like, to hell with you.
Especially if she cannot figure out how to save them.
If they find out that there's more than one doctor, then we're all in trouble, because then Abby is definitely going, I would say, because she's walking on thin ice, I would say.
She is, yeah.
The devastation of this, guys. We don't want this to be true, but
we don't want this to be true.
Think it's where we're going.
I feel like it's the most
Cain.
obvious this season.
Oh my gosh, especially because Ian is set to be on a new show, which, again, that doesn't really mean anything, but
it could.
It doesn't really help our case.
This is another one that would be super, super heartbreaking at the end, especially for Abby. I don't think both of them. I mean, we've talked about the possibility of both Cain and Abby
It could still happen. It could still happen.
Which, no, because we talk a lot about, we're just so cheery. We talk a lot about Bellamy and Clark and the possibility of those two dying in the season. Dying together in the series finale. Because this just shows a tragedy. And Jason, if you're watching, you know that, I hope that this is not the real ending.
Hope you do the opposite of what we expect, honestly.
But if Cain and Abby do die together in this season, it could parallel if Bellamy and Clark die together. This is so morbid, but in the series finale before the show, like the last episode, and that's how the show ends. And then I'll need therapy, Jason, which you will pay for. But anyway, Cain,
he has this, you know, right now he's with the Allegis people. He is an enemy of Wonkru. He was going to die in episode 2, in episode 2, they showed him like going into the pit, and then episode 4, Octavia literally was about to kill him.
And I absolutely think Octavia still wants to kill him, too.
Yes, exactly. That's why he went. That's why Abby made him go with her when she went to the Allegis people. So, again, you know, now he has this interesting dynamic with Dioza. So, he's kind of being a traitor almost to Octavia. Like,
but he's also trying to keep peace in the same way, but his loyalty is not with Wonkru. Why should it be? Octavia was about to kill him, so.
Exactly.
And he eventually does leave the Allegis prisoners and tries to go back with like our group, that's not gonna work out. So I honestly don't see how long we could see him this season staying until I can't see him staying with the Allegis people until the end, both him and Abby, and them both making it out of it and then going back with our group. Yeah, you know, it's just I can't see it happening.
It doesn't look good for them. Yeah. And Cain especially has had these moments of these conversations with Abby and Octavia for that matter, when he's talking about like sacrifice, you know, and again, when he's talking to Abby, he's done. He doesn't really want to fight anymore, and he's tired. And so it's been a really rough time for him in the bunker and everything, and I really think that
lost that will.
Affected that will to continue fighting. And I mean, you could say now he is fighting because he's talking to Dioza, he's trying to make peace and everything, but when it comes down to an actual war,
he doesn't want that.
What's gonna happen with him?
Exactly. Where is he gonna be in that war? He's gonna be with the Allegis people because that's where Abby is, like the two of them. But when that war really breaks out, I don't know, because Abby's not gonna want to be fighting against Clark. Yeah. So, well, I don't know where those two are gonna fit in with that.
Cain is one that we have been watching since for last season. He was on our death list too, but this season he's more so than any. Yeah, especially now that
I think we thought Abby more last season. Yeah, this season we're more Cain.
Well, especially because we have the adults are starting to die off. You know, we lost Jaha already because our heroes are becoming the adults. You know, like now Bellamy and Clark, they're older now.
Yeah.
Exactly. After the time jump, they're older now. So they're kind of going to take more of that lead, you know, and not rely so heavily on the adults anymore. Like the adults are going to take more of a
even though they
did anyway.
I just quickly want to mention why we don't think other characters are not gonna die, why they're not on our list. Bellamy, Blake, Clark Griffin are just not in this video.
They're not dying.
We cannot even fathom the thought of them dying, and they're not gonna die in this season.
They're not dying,
obviously, because we're getting season 6. And
Bob
I mean, that's not to say they're not gonna die, when the show ends in the series finale, because
Bob said
we have nightmares about that.
Yeah, I think that they're excited about season 6. Like I think that there's hints that the actors have dropped that they're not dying. So let's just go with that.
We contemplated Harper multiple times.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna die though, because if you remember last season, they kind of teased that with when Jasper was gonna stay and Harper was gonna stay too. She ends up staying with Monty and living, and I think that, I don't know, they already teased her death last season, so I don't know, for some reason I think she's just not one that I'm worried about.
That's something that I don't know. Monty would be, after losing his mother, losing Jasper, to lose Harper as well.
Exactly. I think that
would push him to a really
dark place that I'm not sure he can come back from. Yeah. And I don't think that we're gonna lose both Monty and Harper. So I think that out of the both of them, Monty's more likely.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys are gonna be commenting Echo, that you think Echo's gonna die, but we don't think so, Echo is not on this list, because we don't think that would be a good idea, because for one, she's in a relationship with Bellamy, and we don't need Bellamy to go through having to get over that heartbreak and all of that, and having to get over her death. Like, we don't need that. That's not how, we cannot have that. So Echo is safe. Surprisingly.
For once, actually, because I'm pretty sure we've been rooting for her death since she came on the show. But that's beside the point.
So Echo is safe.
Echo is safe too. The other character we want to mention that we don't think is dying is Murphy, because Murphy's the cockroach.
Yeah,
He's
Murphy's
not gonna
literally
die.
Didn't even think twice about that.
I'm like, I'd be shocked if it was him, really. Like, I don't see Murphy dying, because he's been in so many situations where he could have died and he just doesn't. No. So I feel like if he was gonna die, he would have died already. Unless, like, they're gonna make him do some heroic thing, but that wouldn't be Murphy. Like, I think Murphy is like our sarcastic comic relief that I feel like the show would deeply miss. Like, you need that lightness.
No. One character that we went back and forth with, actually, before we filmed this video was Amore, because we kind of thought maybe she could be a possibility, because she's having this she's had a pretty cool arc so far this season. Yeah. And, you know, she's good with technology.
Got them down.
She got them down. She played a really big role this season in getting them down, and she's pretty cool. I mean, I never really cared so much about Amore as a character, and this season I actually really like her, and I like that she got out of the car and stayed with Murphy, and, like, that relationship's interesting. We were thinking maybe that they're trying to make us like her, especially in this season, because they're gonna kill her off, but I don't think that I think that these other characters are more of a possibility than her.
I really do, yeah. Like, she's one that I would say is probably, like, number 6, like, if we were gonna do a number 6.
I mean,
like,
I don't think it wouldn't, like, affect us as much as the other characters. That's why.
Exactly. I don't think it would have that huge of a heartbreaking impact. Like, it seems like we're heading in that direction, which not ready for, but like, okay, that's why we're making this video, so we could try to get ready for, even though that's not gonna work. This was a really depressing video.
This was fun, guys, wasn't it? My favorite thing in the whole world is talking about who's gonna die on my favorite show.
I love this. So, again, Bellamy Blake's not dying, neither is Clark Griffin.
Not yet, at least.
They're gonna be canon together for now. Yeah. But these are our suspects on our death list for season 5 of The 100. Let us know who is on your death list. How many do you guys have? We have about 5 that we're really watching out for specifically.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have others that we're thinking about, but not so much like what we're thinking about these guys. These are really just the ones that we're like really worried about, honestly. Yeah. And then we're always worried about everybody on this show, though, because you never know, because everything's unpredictable. We don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't know. I don't know. But you know, it's really good to talk about it, because we could theorize together, and we could let you know some of our fears and who we think is going, and like, you guys could let us know as well, who do you guys think is going.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about that down in the comments below. It's gonna be a long season.
Yes. So be sure to subscribe for our 100 reactions that we do every week, and you can check out our prediction video, even though 90% of it, maybe 100% of it, is probably wrong.
You can also follow us on our Twitter and our Snapchat. We are at City of the Field.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Bye!